One of my friend, Mr. Gajendra Alanikar, he is working in Seza Technical School and he is also into farming. So he approached me saying that a lot of crops have been destroyed last year during the rainy season, and he asked me whether any solution we could find out for this. And then I told him that we could take this as a challenge for a final year project, and I will get back to him. So we started. I just discussed with our Professor Sharad Chanbag, and we had two options. So either we could use solar energy or wind energy to drive some sound deterrent system so that the birds could be driven away.
शेतकारांक कितें आसा मेन प्रॉब्लम म्हणल्यार इफ यू सी इवन इन those farmers, जे शेतकार आसा those who have a very huge land, acres of land तांचे कडेन आसता. सो मेन प्रॉब्लम इज जे पक्षी जे आसा ते येवन तांचे फार्म हे जे आसा ते धान्य जे आसा ते खाता. सो तांकां मेन प्रॉब्लम जाता. सो ते कितें करता, सकाळच्या टायमार येता, उठता, तांकां धांवडा येता, हे करता. दे टेक लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट टू धांवडापा, ते पक्ष्यांक धांवडापा खूब त्रास जाता. सो म्हणून आमी चिंतलें की वी वील फायंड सम सोल्युशन फॉर इट.
I'm Adhiraj Gawas and these are my project members. So we've created a sound deterrent system to save crops from birds. So for power generation, we have developed this wind turbine system. So what's going to happen is there is a motor here and it has been attached blade. So what happens, whenever the wind blows over it, it spins. Okay, it spins, it turns the motor, and the motor is connected through wires. That wire goes through this electrical box. Now this electrical box contains a sound system and a battery system. Okay, and the motor is going to power the battery, is going to store the energy, and then is going to power the sound system. The sound system will give input to these speakers. Okay, and these speakers are megaphones which have a audio range of around 400 meters. So what this is going to do is going to emit some deterrent sounds which are going to scare away the birds using their biological flight or flight response. What it means is that these are particular sounds which are going to trigger their the fight or flight response in their brain, and they're going to get scared away.
In the fields, getting electricity is difficult, otherwise they have to run on batteries. So we thought that we'll go for non-conventional energy, so either wind or solar. But solar again during rainy season it's a problem. We will not, at least for 3-4 months, we will not get the solar power continuously. So then we thought of wind. But it was a big challenge because there is no project has been developed in our college for wind turbine.
सो आमी जेन्ना विंड पावर सिस्टम म्हणटा, युजली इफ यू सी विंड पावर सिस्टमाक वी नीड गूड वेलोसिटी, बरो वारो आसपाक, स्पीड आसपाक, एंड वी कॅन एक्सट्रॅक्ट एज मच एनर्जी, कितली एनर्जी जाता तितली एनर्जी यूज करपाक मेळटा. एंड ऑल्सो अनलायक सोलारा भशेन हाका हें ना, विंड एनर्जीक तुमकां कितें रिस्ट्रिक्शन ना की नायट टायम तुमकां रातच्या टायमार वारो मेळना, सकाळच्या टायमारच मेळटा, ना पावसाच्या टायमार मेळना, अशें कांय रिस्ट्रिक्शन्स ना. सो देन वी थॉट दॅट आमी विंड एनर्जीचेर करया म्हणून. सो देन वी स्टार्टेड रायट फ्रॉम स्क्रॅच. आतां जे आसा आमचे फायनल इयर भुरगे ते रायट फ्रॉम 7th सेमेस्टर, जेन्ना ते 7th सेमेस्टर आसता दे स्टार्ट ऑफ थिंकींग ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट. सो तेन्ना तांणी चिंतलें की वी वील डू इट, वील गो अप विथ विंड एनर्जी सो दॅट इट इज कॉस्ट इफेक्टीव एंड ऑल्सो तांणी एनर्जी बी जनरेट करपाक शकता, प्लस दे कॅन ड्रायव अवे द बर्ड्स ऑल्सो.
To complete this project, it took us around 3 months, 1 month for actually making a solution for the problem that are faced by the farmers, and it took us 2 months to develop the entire product or the prototype for us.
First of all, we had to design the wind turbine, and also the analysis had to be done. So we had to do the analysis using CFD software, computational fluid dynamics software, and we have to see how the wind will flow, the velocity of the wind, velocity distribution of the wind, also the temperature distribution, and also the flow.
The main challenges that we faced designing this is finding a proper motor. Still we don't have the correct, like the highly efficient motor for us, because these motors they come in either large scale or a very small scale. Small scale are those project you've used in your lower standards, those are DC motors, and the other ones are like big pump ones. So the main thing is that these medium scale motors are very hard to find. So finding the correct motor was the biggest challenge for us, and also developing a proper wind blade design, which is designed to actually utilize the low altitude winds.
मेन डिफिकल्टी हांगा म्हणल्यार वन इज द स्ट्रक्चर. जे विंड टर्बायन स्ट्रक्चर आसता जितले तुमी टॉलर एंड टॉलर जितले तुमी वाडयता हायट, सो यू गेट मोर एंड मोर एनर्जी, यू कॅन एक्सट्रॅक्ट मोर एंड मोर एनर्जी फ्रॉम द विंड. बट हियर द सायज ऑफ द स्ट्रक्चर इज अराउंड 2 meters. इवन देन शेतान जे आसा वारो बरो येता, द स्पीड ऑफ द विंड इज रिलेटिवली गुड कंपेर्ड टू द urban areas where there are a lot of buildings, obstructions असता. Whereas in the wind farms शेतान बरे वारो येता. That is the first advantage. And the only challenge here was आमकां blade design करपाचें. जे blade design आसा that is the most important म्हणून सांगता हांव wind turbine जेन्ना आमी डिझायन करता. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन ते विंड टर्बायनाचे ब्लेड डायमिटर कितले आसता एंड द क्रॉस सेक्शन ते टर्बायन हाजे ब्लेडाचे कितले आसता. So depending on that and the movement of the blades, whenever, because wind तो वारो जो आसा it will not flow only in one direction, so ते एकदा from horizontal, sometime from vertical, so दोन्ही सायडाच्यान वारो फ्लो जाता. So that was the main problem, and that problem आमी overcome केला की म्हळ्यार आमी we have put a yaw mechanism, आमी ताका एक yaw mechanism म्हणून घातला. So with the help of that yaw mechanism, so जे wind turbine blade जे आसा it will adjust itself or it will reorient. ते आपल्या खंय वारो येता in that direction it reorientates that blade, so that we can, the turbine can extract the energy from it. We have a yaw motion for that, and not only for this small structure, even if you go for a bigger structure also ताका yaw motion म्हणून आसता. So that yaw motion ते कितें करता म्हळ्यार in which direction, whichever direction the wind is flowing, so the turbine aligns itself or the blades will align itself to the direction of that wind, so that it can capture the maximum energy from the wind. And that energy we can utilize either for power generation. Here we are basically utilizing it for driving away the birds.
Designing of blades is also a big challenge. So we need to design the blades, and we should actually make it a proper wind turbine, so that it's not only for generating the sound for driving the birds, but that same energy the farmers can use it for maybe driving a pump, or maybe for sowing the seeds if there is some mechanism which is used for sowing or spraying the pesticides. So it could run any of these farming devices. So it should be a multi-purpose device. It took around 8 months for completion of the project.
This device is different from the rest, mainly because of one, currently in the market, all these sound deterrent systems use ultrasonic sounds to scare away the birds, which in a recent paper is proved that they are particularly useless because it's just a marketing gig, because the hearing range of the birds is around certain 2000 or 1000 hertz, okay, and these ultrasonic ones go around 20,000. So what is different with this project is that it uses the natural predatory bird sounds. It uses human shoutings or growling of a tiger and train sound. So it uses these different biologically programmed sounds which are going to scare away all the birds or any animals that are, you know, kind of like a pest to your crops. Another thing is that at this scale there are no projects out there which have which have a wind turbine at such low altitude. Second of all, the material that we used is PVC, which are basically, it's kind of a reusable. So currently on the market, all these wind turbines you see, they use fiber materials, okay, and these fiber materials are not biodegradable. So when each of it is damaged, they dump it in the land, in the landmines, and they do not degrade. So what we are trying to propose is that we use these reusable. So this material is the same as the PVC material that plumbers use, and we actually reused it so that we can actually be environmentally friendly and also cost effective.
This prototype cost around 27,000, and 20,000 was sponsored by Goa State Innovation Council. So if you want to go for a actual product, I think it may reach around 1 lakh. If you want to use it in a field, first of all we need to scale it up. This is a prototype, but because wind power we could harness best if the height is more. So we have to increase the height of this prototype, and the wind turbines material also we need to go for some other type of materials, which lightweight materials, and we need to actually design those blades. Designing of blades is also a big challenge. So we need to design the blades, and we should actually make it a proper wind turbine, so that it's not only for generating the sound for driving the birds, but that same energy the farmers can use it for maybe driving a pump, or maybe for sowing the seeds if there is some mechanism which is used for sowing, or spraying the pesticides. So it could run any of these farming devices. So it should be a multi-purpose device. 36 watt is the energy generated, but it is quite low now, but it is, we are able to drive the purpose is achieved for driving the sound system. But if we want to use it for other applications, the power generated should be much higher. Yeah, so we could cover around 400 meter square area with the actual system, and I don't think it may go to, the cost may not be exactly 1 lakh, I am just it may come down also, it depends on how we work. So 50,000 to 1 lakh we can consider the cost, yeah, if we are going to do it actual. The cost what I was telling is actually if you go for multiple applications, not only the sound generating system, so like driving a water pump or any other farming applications, then the cost would be more than 50,000, it can go up to 1 lakh also. But if it is only for sound deterrent system, it would be below 50,000 even if we go for actual product. The market for this product, I feel the big farmers, those who have large amount of fields, number of fields and big area, where big farming area, so they could invest in such a device. And also government can take up this, the agriculture departments can take up this and subsidize and give it to the farmers. We have not yet thought about patenting, so I need to discuss with the students also about their plans. So we would prefer to commercialize the product.
As you can see, all the crows are flying away from the design.